Folks, how'd you like to go to Antarctica? What do you mean? No. Fair enough. It's not exactly a destination most people have on their bucket lists. So with that in mind, we'd like to present the worst recruitment pitch ever.
Right off the bat, it's hard to tell from his posture and facial expression whether he actually wants to go. Honestly, it looks like someone's holding a gun on him off camera or something. I know nobody actually was, which makes this all the more baffling.
Okay, so this will be my pretty much recruitment video for my private scientific expedition to the McMurdo Dry Valleys for the 2026 to 2027 austral summer season, which would effectively be November 2026 to February 2027, roughly.
Which valley? They don't call them the McMurdo Dry Valleys for nothing, you know. So which valley or valleys did you want to visit? Wright Valley is cool, no pun intended, because it has the Onyx River and Lake Vanda.
Also, what scientific purpose is this expedition supposed to serve?
Depending on how things work out, still in the relatively early stages of planning everything logistically, financially, training-wise, and so on. And as of right now, I don't have any expedition members who have been able to shown the willingness or ability to hold themselves to the standard necessary to go on the expedition. And most importantly, you know, it's going to take, you know, intelligence, courage, right? That might be the most important, possibly. Intelligence, courage, heart, right? You know, pure intentions, faith in, you know, Jesus Christ, effectively. And yeah, you're going to really have to prove pure intent, courage, right? By holding yourself now to the same standard that I'm displaying here, or trying to hold myself to, right? The same level of accountability, the same standard, right, of courage, where I'm putting myself out here and risking, you know, my life, basically, as a result of, you know, these escalating death threats and all that, and other threats, right? So those continue to escalate from this gang stalking network. So I merged my timelines between, you know, ER17, Evil Reflection 17, the original name of my channel going back, or pretty much the original name of my channel going back to like 2018, right? So I've merged my IRL documentation now with my forensic level analytical documentation that was on the channel that was formerly known as Nerve is a Demon Tear, but now I changed it to my full legal name, Matthew David Weider. So I'm making this video to basically tell anybody who is potentially interested in coming along on this private, non-government, scientific expedition to the McMurdo Dry Valleys that you will have to provide receipts of legitimacy, you know, documentation, just as I have through my, for example, DS4131 form. You will have to show your face, and you will have to stand up to the Red Triangle Network and defend me, and you will have to use...
Shit, Maddie, from the perspective of a potential recruit who's just seeing you for the first time, I have to say, you went right off the rails there. Your stated purpose is to find people to go to Antarctica with you, and suddenly you switched directions and began demanding potential recruits jump in to defend you. No wonder you want to hide behind your mother. Evidently you expect other people to defend you. That's quite cowardly, and a bit childish in my opinion, Matthew.
Logical. You will have to use logic and reason to refute the scripted narrative lies from this gang stalking machine, right?
Logic and reason are the two things we've been using to dismantle your pipe dream, which is both illogical and unreasonable. Hell, you haven't even said exactly where you want to go and what you're hoping to accomplish in Antarctica.
That is being commonly referred to now as the Red Triangle Network, but it is more generally just the gang stalking network. So for the people that would be interested in coming along, I believe right now the maximum number would be 10, probably 6 to 10 is what it's looking like right now. So I can recruit 5 to 9 more people. So anyone that is potentially interested in coming along on this expedition to the McMurdo Dry Valley's ASPA Zone 172 for the 2026 to 2027 Austral summer season, you know, this is the standard that you're going to have to, the standard of courage, discipline, logic, and reason that you're going to have to hold yourself to, and you're going to have to
hold my hand the whole way by helping me figure out the right way to get where I want to go and fighting the mean online trolls for me. I'm kind of a pain in the ass on many levels. What I really need is someone to rescue me from my trolls, plan my expedition, come up with a good reason to be there, and put up with my inane babble about cults. Sounds like fun so far, right?
You know, be willing to subject yourself and all this stuff to the same level of scrutiny and risks that I have now, for example, and other real targeted individuals have subjected themselves to as a result of holding these gang stalkers accountable, refuting, exposing, dissecting the architecture of their lies, the web of nodes, for example, right? So this is what it's going to take. You're going to have to be honest, right? You're going to have to not only just say it, but you're going to have to prove it with receipts. For example, if you make a claim, right, show the screenshots, show the timestamps, show the timelines of your story. Are you legitimate? Go back. For example, I'm going to show receipts going back 25 plus years. In this case, of my backstory and my basically the nature of my the psyop, right? All the psyops that have been run on me now, going back 20 plus years and all that. So,
What the fuck does that have to do with planning a trip to Taylor Valley? I can already tell that you're not expedition leader material, not in Antarctica or your backyard.
Can you imagine this guy running something important?
Nope. If he'd given Kennedy's moon challenge, it would have been something like, "We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon and silence my internet trolls. Not because they are easy, but because I can't do it."
you know, you're going to have to prove you're legitimate, because these network nodes and these eternal liars will come up with any number of stories, to manipulate targets and real people. They have no shame. They have really no remorse, it would seem, and for whatever reason, they seem to just want to lie forever, and they don't have any ill feelings about it. And they, so anyhow, you're gonna basically have to show who you are and prove you're real, show your face, show your name, prove that you are a real person with legit documentation that can be verified by analytical tools, not just stories, not just feelings. And this is what it's going to take if you wish to come along on this expedition that I'm leading for, later this year or perhaps early next year. So, I hope that I've made my, I hope I've made it clear, what it's going to take. If you want to come along on the expedition, you're going to have to give up the, whatever it is, like 7 deadly sins of the fallen state of humanity, if you really want to come along. No more lying, no more laziness, no more anger, so to speak, or unjust anger, right?
Only I get to be angry.
You know, I mean, of course, anger is justified in some cases because of what they're doing here, but let's try to be as grounded as possible, logical and analytical as possible here, and have as much heart and courage and intelligence as we possibly can here. Pure intentions, but of course, you know, the path to heaven, like they say, is paved, or they say whatever, the path to hell is paved with pure intentions, because
Actually, the saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Good.
I was only sleeping with my husband's boss to advance his career.
I was only trying to help. I thought he wanted me to pull the plug.
Sure, I let little Frances drink the bleach. It's a lesson she had to learn for herself.
you know, faith without works is dead, and we need proof of work right now. So please, anybody out there that's legitimately interested in coming along on this expedition that I'm planning, please, if you want to qualify, right, this is the vetting process. You will have to hold yourself to the same standard that I have now set, you know, as far as proving who I am, you know, with receipts, and also coming forward, you know, honestly, and, you know, because, you know, with the escalating amount of death threats and other type of threats that I'm receiving, you know, I am obviously putting myself, I'm escalating the risks in my own life, but I did that. I sacrificed my own anonymity on, you know, so-called anonymity, because I'll expose that all later, and it is actually all documented on my Matthew David.
Well, this was quite the little disaster, wasn't it? Who wouldn't want to join him going to a protected area with no stated scientific purpose, fighting his online trolls, and of course making themselves a target for the trolls as well?
Pretty much every other human on Earth, give or take.